Hello. So my cat is being really annoying behind me, but also my backlog of games I want to record is just ever growing. Apparently, this is Red Embrace Hollywood. It was only added to my list not that long ago, but I'm just gonna do it, I guess. It's just the first one I came across. What is this cat doing? Oh, she's going crazy under my bed covers. Okay, cool. Alright, so what's this about? It is 1996, Los Angeles, California. As a newly created vampire, can you survive in the dark, dangerous underworld of Hollywood? I guess I'm kind of used to vampires having like British undertones. I just kind of going crazy. Okay, just not a good time to start the recording. Okay, so you can customize your character's appearance, which is weird to me, which also maybe indicates that there's not a lot of CGs. Like, there's not a lot of pictures with your character in them. Because that would be very hard to do, I feel like. I guess it depends if like how much customization there is. Like, if there's only a couple of hair colors, hairstyles, eye color, stuff like that. If there's not a lot of that, then I can understand there may be more, because then it's not that much work. Okay, so you can play as female, male, non-binary, and you can choose a vampire house and pick one of the 3 male love interests to join your story in this gothic visual novel. Yes, we're on our talking bullshit again, which I think is just a lot of my games. I like visual novels, especially of the Otome brand, I guess. Which I guess this would be, right? It's probably not like a massive thing in it. It's probably like very story-based, but, you know. I don't know. This is described in a way I haven't really come across before. But will you side with LA's vampire ruler? I don't think I will. Join the rebellion. That sounds more like me. Seize power for yourself or something else entirely. The choice is yours. Remember, you can be anything because you're already dead. Was that how it works? Alright, so the features are you get drama, you get dark comedy, and twisted romance. I am a sucker for twisted romance. There are 3 routes, which I guess means there are 3 love interest routes. There are 15 endings, that's interesting, and there are a lot of words. A lot of words. I thought that the fanfic I'm writing right now was going to have a lot of words by the end of it anyway. Because I give myself like a max word limit for each chapter. But this has a lot. It has 15 plus hours playtime, which is a lot. Okay. Warning. So this is a spoiler, not spoiler, but like a trigger warning thing, I guess. This game is intended for mature audiences, so no children. It contains references to graphic depictions of violence, suicide, disturbing imagery, drug use, sexual content, implied sexual assault, if player actively chooses responses implying it. How can you choose? Why would you choose? Whatever. PTSD and political topics. Apparently that is a trigger warning now. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay, so let's go. Oh, okay. Let me get the OBS back up. Right, there we go. Okay, skin color. Spoiler alert, I am pale as they come. Hairstyle. Let's see how many hairstyles there are. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. I have long hair. It's not exactly like that, but I'm a sucker for silver hair, so I'm gonna go with silver hair. Oh, I'm a sucker for silver hair and red eyes, so we're gonna have silver hair and red eyes. Also, I guess that's like masculine versus a feminine face. Oh, this is okay. I see the boobs now. Okay. Lip color. Oh, that was pretty. Might make her have red lips as well. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see as it goes across. I like the second one. We don't have to have these, but I will. can't see the earrings, so I don't know really if there's a point. No, that's for me, that's too much. I think I'm gonna go with a lip piercing. Again, I don't think you can see the brow piercing. So just move my mic. Yeah, I think I like, I don't know. God, I'm so indecisive. Let's just go for it. Okay, what is our name? Obviously, it is Valkii. Yeah, she, her, that's fine. Okay. Everyone comes to Hollywood for a reason. Saints, sinners, artists, anti-artists, and all of the beautiful people in America. On September 24th, 1996, I became one of those people. But why did I go to Hollywood? Ooh, okay. To become a legend, to charm my way into Hollywood's heart, or to discover every dark secret. To discover every dark secret, I guess. An irresistible urge pulled me here. I knew I belonged in Hollywood, among the debauchery, the filth, and the perfumed skeletons inside the closet. I wanted to learn more about the darkest parts of human nature, because that was the only way to learn more about myself. Of course, that was just the reason why. The how, that was something different. I came to Hollywood as an artist creating beauty, a visionary seeking truth, a rebel making waves. I don't know. I don't think I want to be a rebel. If I'm going to get into a rebellion, I want it to be like not right away. I think I'll be an artist creating beauty, because there's such a small amount of artists in Hollywood. I don't know, or in LA in particular, right? I'd always had a passion for expressing myself, creating what I found to be beautiful. A painter, a writer, an actor. No matter what I did, I knew Hollywood was the place to bring my visions to life. For 2 weeks, I prowled around the Sunset Strip, learning the ins and outs of Hollywood. Each night, I felt my dreams getting closer, more real. The glittering celebrity world was opening its doors to me, beckoning me inside. Until 2 weeks later, on October the 8th, when it happened. I think this is very loud. I'll turn it down a bit. I can't tell. I think my headphones are going bust, and I've had them less than a year. Used them for only half of that, because I just had them as like a backup thing, so, or like ones I used upstairs and not in my computer room. I'd gone to a club, but not just any club, one that hosted the darker side of LA nightlife. Why would you go there? I wasn't disappointed. Eerily beautiful people everywhere. Swathed in dark clothes, slow hypnotic music, the rattling of dancers in cages. Something felt different about this place. It wasn't just another club. No, it felt more like another world. Oppressive, seductive, terrifying. To calm my nerves, I approached the bar to order my favorite drink. Something strong, spicy, and colorful. Sweet, light, and rich. Bitter, complex, dark. Sweet, light, and rich. Like, I like sweet stuff. I don't like bitter stuff. Very much, anyway. It was delicious, but I didn't get more than a few seconds to enjoy the taste. When I looked up, someone down the bar was staring at me intently. A tall, dark-haired man dressed in all black, his gaunt face matched by a skull-piercing stare. After a few moments, he stalked closer, only stopping when his chest nearly touched mine. Back up, dude. Boundaries. But it didn't feel like a pickup, not even like bold flirting. Suddenly, I knew I was in very real danger. Uh-oh. And yet, as I stared at my own reflection in his dilated pupils, I realized I couldn't move. I was completely hypnotized by what he whispered in my ear, the beastly look in his eyes, his terrifying beauty. Let's go for him being absolutely gorgeous. Pale skin, the same shade as a corpse. Oh, that's so fucking hot, bro. That's so hot. And sunken eyes that shone feverishly. Like a perverse Adonis, he looked perfect and statuesque, yet twisted under the marble surface. Couldn't look away. Oh, so hot. A corpse Adonis. Sinking his long nails against my shoulder, the man led me towards the filthy hallway with its filthier bathrooms. Well, this was supposed to be a nice place. Like, it's, you know, it's the nightlife, the dark nightlife, but I thought it was supposed to be a decent place. Wild moans and the wheezing of people who'd sniffed too many drugs leaked from under the doors, along with weak fluorescent light. Oh no, not fluorescent light. But I didn't have much time to appreciate the cinematic moment. The man grabbed my hair and pushed me against the wall, which was full of posters for bands nobody cared about. That's LA. I'm going to change your life forever, but you'll never learn my name, he whispered. How does that make you feel? I feel like you're crazy. Won't you give me your name? I came here to change. I feel like you're fucking crazy, bro. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I'm just quirky like that. And maybe I am. As those low words rumbled in his throat, he smiled. And two long, cruel fangs glimmered between his lips. Fangs? No, they couldn't be real. And yet, for some horrible reason, I knew they were. In that moment, I suddenly felt full of lust. And horrible rapture. In a horrible rapture, gripped by fear. And a horrible rapture. It seemed like a dream. This couldn't be real, but I desperately wanted it to be. It was so thrilling, so horrifying, and I wanted more. No, I don't think that's what I meant. That's so cool. So this person, like, changed, like, did so many CGs for every... I mean, I guess they don't change that much, but then again, they do as well. I don't know. Alright, who the fuck is this guy? And then I felt the bite. An agonizing pain ripped through me, searing into my neck, spreading through my whole body. I couldn't make a sound. I couldn't do anything except stand still, just like a deer in headlights. But slowly the pain started to melt away. Warm, euphoric tingles bubbled through my neck and down my spine. It let out a low moan before I could stop it, but the sound just blended into the murky background of music and laughter. It was better than anything. I don't think that's true. Better than sex, better than drugs, better than money or love or fame. And yet it felt like all of those things rolled up into one sensation. His icy hands and lips pulled me down into this incredible euphoria until my body couldn't take it anymore. I died. I felt the blood draining from my veins, my breathing coming to a halt, my heart finally stopping. I realized what was happening, but I was too drowned in pure, mindless bliss to even care. I was dying. I would care if I was dying, even if it felt good. Was I dead? Drink. Something pressed against my lips. A metallic liquid dripped down my throat, sending a jolt through my body. I should have been dead, but I wasn't. Instead, I was half awake, half dreaming. In the middle of that surreal moment, I felt strangely enlightened, radiant, powerful. Radiant, why not? It was like I had been thrown into the center of the universe and I belonged there. I burned like 100,000 suns until I blinded even myself. And so hell spreads its legs. Okay. He's weird. Just talk to me like a real person, dude. Just because you're a vampire doesn't mean you have to speak in riddles. His voice rasped harshly in my ear. The world went dark. Right. That was an interesting beginning of how we became a vampire. Let's see what the intro gives us, because something I don't like about intros in like Japanese-made otome games. Again, I don't know if I'd categorize this as one, but I guess I would, since there's male love interests, and that's like that's like a point. Ooh, another silver-haired beauty, huh? Okay, I don't like it when the intro gives you CGs. Like, I want CGs to be a surprise when I see them. Okay, well, so far I know my favorite. One second. I need to take stop my cat from going up my wardrobe. Oh, here's the CGs that I don't want. Like, he's my favorite. I didn't sidetrack. There's like a bunch of things going on in my head right now. This dude, not my type. Not my type of 2D boy. He would... I can't remember his name because I wasn't really looking because the cat was being naughty. The black-haired guy, he's kind of my type, but I don't really like long hair. On men. 2D men. Oh, of course you want to go out. Yeah, you're gonna open the door. Right. Give me 1 second. I need to close my door again, though. I should have just paused, really, but I didn't think it was going to take that long. Okay. The next thing I knew, I was on the sidewalk outside of the club. What the hell was I doing here? Had I blacked out? Was this a dream? I couldn't remember walking outside, even though I hadn't drunk anything strong. But I did remember that strange man. What he said to me, the bite. The bite? Did that mean... No, what a stupid thing to think. That must have been a weird hallucination brought on by the flashing lights and pounding music. Yep, that's enough to make you hallucinate. You'd at least be like, maybe I was slipped something. It served me right for going to such a sleazy club, honestly. Well, yeah, you know, you go to clubs like that, you meet vampires, don't you know that? I stumbled through the streets, fighting the urge to stop and vomit. Oh, I need to get comfortable again. I could feel my skin growing cold. My mouth was dry and I didn't need to breathe. Ooh. Yeah, it almost felt like I was floating too, effortlessly gliding forward. At the same time, a surge of painful, muddled emotions rushed through me, and if I could have cried, I think I would have. No, none of this was possible. There had to be some other explanation. Vampires didn't exist. But if they didn't exist, then what was I becoming? By the time I rounded the corner to an alleyway, I was ready to slump down and curl up until I figured out what the hell was going on. But as soon as the alley came into view... You're not my type. I saw someone standing there watching me. Not just watching. It seemed more like he was waiting for me. He took a deep breath, slowly shaking his head. You smell fresh. If I strain my ears, I can almost hear water dripping back into the baptismal font. Stop speaking in riddles. Stop speaking weird. Just because you're a vampire, you don't have to do that. The man's deep voice was accented with an aristocratic southern drawl, each word slow and emphatic. His manner of speech reminded me of a preacher, melodic and a little theatrical. I'm not doing that accent. I'm not. It's not happening. But almost instantly I sensed that something about him was different, wrong somehow. Who the hell are you? Oh, we're not in hell yet, sister. Why, this is purgatory. At least get the zip code right. A knowing smile stretched over his lips, and he adjusted his sunglasses smugly. Now, as for introductions. I'm the Grand Master who plays blindfolded, that cut on your hand you don't remember getting, that scratched out face on the yearbook photo. They call me Marcus, and I'm happy to join you for the best and worst night of your existence. I don't want you. You're weird. After tipping an imaginary hat at me, he flashed a wide grin, and I glimpsed 2 small white fangs shining in the light. No need to mention your own name, Valkii, so don't worry, I know exactly who you are. How? And now you're one of us, a night stalker, a bloodsucker, an overblown myth hiding a horrible monster. You're a vampire, sister. Welcome to the Valley of Death. So, blah, blah, blah. I've really been turned into a vampire. Well, not quite. Right now, I'd say you more resemble a walking corpse. It's not until you sink your fangs into a live body, feel the heat flowing into your cold guts, that you start to shift into something more. My brain didn't feel like it could process what Marcus was saying. Everything made sense, but at the same time, it all just seemed too insane to be real. As if he could sense my confusion, Marcus let out a patient sigh. Considering you still look bemused, let me try to put the facts of this situation in simpler terms. You merely turned into a different kind of parasite, sister. An honest one. Money, sex, favors, you won't have to suck those out of human folk anymore. They will simply fall into your lap. Just blood is all you need now. Doesn't that make you feel relieved? Marcus suddenly paused, taking a deep, long sniff of the air. A few moments later, he leaned towards me, this time sniffing close to my neck. What the hell away from... Heh, a little on edge, aren't we? Well, get away from me. I don't know how many times, just because you're a vampire, you feel like you have all these, like, privileges that you wouldn't have if you're a human. No, stay away from me. I don't care if you're a human. I don't care if you're a lizard. Just get away from me. Iskari. Okay. I see. I had a feeling. You shine too brightly, sister. Far too brightly for a dead thing. Even a fine mask won't hide the rot inside. But maybe there's another reason you were chosen for that house too. He winked at me, grinning like we'd shared some priceless inside joke, except I didn't get the punchline. What do you mean, Iskari? Indeed, you'll learn plenty about them soon enough, about yourself, rather. For now, you should at least know this. You were bitten by an Iskari vampire, which means your blood has taken on those qualities, and you're part of that house. You have my sincerest apologies. His lips curled in a slow, insidious smirk that suggested his apologies were anything but sincere. Was anything he said to me sincere, though? Did he actually know what was happening to me, or was he just some crazy druggie on the street? With my mind reeling like this, I couldn't decide which situation was more plausible. It's interesting how it goes from, like, normal visual novel style to, like, something different where it's like a novel on the side where the writing slowly appears and there's just, like, the person you're talking to on the other side of it. I kind of like that, actually. I kind of like that. Alright, I do believe that's enough. Before you get into any trouble, there is someone you need to meet. Come now, back to the pen like a good little lamb. I'm not going anywhere with you. Fuck you. I hate how he talks to me. Don't call me a lamb. I am mighty sorry, sister, but I simply can't let you walk away. Before I had a chance to offer a reply, Marcus grabbed at my shoulders, pulling me forcefully towards the street. Try to struggle, why not? This is weird. This is weird. I tried to pull out of his grip, but he only squeezed me tighter, his fingers clutching my arm with alarming strength. Well, I guess I am basically a corpse. I'm not a vampire yet, and also if it works like... If he's an older vampire, he's stronger than anyone younger than him, then that would also make sense. When we reached the street a few moments later, I noticed a black sedan, oh that's never good, parked in front of us. It hadn't been there when I walked by earlier. Don't worry, my dear, we wouldn't dream of making you ride in anything but luxury. His voice drawled in my ear, ringing with amusement as he opened the backseat door. It was surreal comforting, thanks. Why? Anytime. Without further ceremony, Marcus shoved me inside the sedan, squeezing in behind me. Actually, you know, this isn't an otome because you can be a boy. So it could be a yaoi as well, I guess. Could be BL. But I don't know. Without further ceremony, Marcus shoved me inside the sedan, squeezing in behind me. The second he closed the door, the shadowy driver started up the car and we sped off down the road at an alarmingly fast pace. I was too disoriented to try and figure out our destination from the landmarks passing by, but that didn't keep a sickening sense of anticipation from building in my gut. If there are any questions running in your mind, now might be the time to ask, Marcus murmured to me from the other seat, his eyes glowing faintly behind their dark lenses. I can't promise you much, let alone the answers, but I figure you deserve some semblance of a welcome. Let it never be said that I am not a gentleman. I don't care. Were you waiting for me back there? I was indeed. Consider me the bouncer to the eternal party in hell. Why was I turned into a vampire? You'll have to ask my employer that, I'm afraid. I was probably told the details, but everything in my head sometimes blurs together into one big screaming mess. Is every vampire like you? Fortunately for them, no. I am only one house out of 3. We're as different in death as we are in life, just a little more damned. Right, that's enough for now. As you say, sister. We rode for a short while longer, and in the silence that followed, my mind felt blank. I was slowly coming to terms with what had happened, even though the rational part of me insisted I was stuck in a dream. Wherever Marcus was taking me, I could only hope that I'd finally learn the truth behind everything, including that mysterious man at the club. Who doesn't seem like a love interest. It wasn't long before we arrived at a huge, towering building marked with a giant sign that read Hollywood Heights Hotel. I'd passed by this intimidating place before, noticing the unusually high security outside. Everyone who passed through its doors had a certain strange presence about them, even stranger than most of Hollywood's eccentrics. Marcus pulled me out of the car and into the hotel's luxurious lobby, his boots clacking on the polished marble floors. We came to a stop in front of a private room, but instead of knocking, Marcus simply barged right in. Good evening, Saurice? Saurice? I'm just going to say Saurice. I've brought Valkii a little Iskari novitiate. Please give her your warmest welcome. Ah, welcome back, Marcus. An elegant woman stood up from her chair to greet us, her eyes flicking from Marcus to me. I've been expecting you. What? Marcus, there's been a mistake. This individual was not supposed to be bitten. She spoke in the very slow, dangerous fashion of someone barely controlling their rage. At least that rage seemed to be directed at Marcus, not me. Is that so? Marcus shrugged, looking about as bothered as if he'd forgotten to get milk from the grocery store. But our sister here was the only pretty young dead thing to walk out of the abattoir. Your lucky candidate must have missed their appointment. Missed their... The woman steepled her fingers to her upper lip, and from the murderous way she stared at the ground, it was a wonder she didn't burn a hole through it. Just one headache after another. If only I could hire someone competent for a change. Finally, with a deep sigh, she turned her focus back to me. I had the distinct feeling her calculating eyes were scrutinizing me, doing some kind of rapid cost-benefit analysis. Well, let me start by saying my name. Oh. Charisse. Okay. Charisse Locke. I probably won't remember that. Charisse. And I apologize for all of this happening to you. As you might have guessed, another mortal was supposed to receive the bite tonight, not you. It seems there was a misunderstanding. Then there's no way to turn me back? No, I'm afraid not. If it were that simple, we wouldn't be standing here now, would we? It seems my agent was sabotaged, presumably by your mysterious sire, who is no doubt an enemy of mine. Regardless, I'm rather short on time here, so I won't mince words. You can lament over your loss of humanity for the next century, or you can accept the hand you've been dealt and move on. Charisse breezed along without trying to hide her impatience or annoyance, like I was inconveniencing her somehow. It almost left me speechless. She was going to chalk this up to a misunderstanding. You were an accident, but I'm offering you a purpose. As cruel as it may sound, this turn of events needn't be a tragic one for you. It is a chance for you for all you could have ever wanted in life, perhaps even more if you possess the will to survive. Therefore, my proposal is a straightforward one. Will you join the Los Angeles Coven of Vampires, my coven? I don't have much of a choice, do I? I don't want to. Is this me choosing my coven, or can I choose another one? Because I don't want this. I don't know if any of my previous choices indicated anything. Do you think I should look that up? I think I should look that up. Let me get this up and see if there's any guides. Ending. I don't really think. don't know. Let's just keep going. Get OBS back up, okay. Not particularly, no. I'm pleased you realize this, at the very least, so we can proceed past formalities. The briefest of smiles flashed over her lips like a subliminal message flickering on a TV screen. Very well, let me establish the main 3 rules of our coven. 1. When you feed, do not kill. It is unnecessary, since mortals almost always lose their memory of events leading up to the bite. 2. Never reveal your true nature to a mortal. By doing so, you endanger not only yourself, but our entire kind. As a result, you'll be disposed of. And finally, do not turn any mortal into a vampire without my permission, my explicit permission. It's necessary to keep our population to a minimum, as otherwise the area could quickly become overcrowded. Do you understand all of this? Crystal clear. Good. See to it that you don't forget these rules. With a quiet sniff, Cherise motioned towards the chair beside Marcus, who had languidly stretched out into a seat while we were talking. As I settled down in the offered chair, Marcus flashed me a sidelong smirk. It seemed he found all of this particularly amusing. Cherise snapped her fingers to get my attention. My state of shock wasn't high on her list of priorities, apparently. Now, Valkii, you've arrived during a most difficult time. It just so happens that we're in the middle of a war, a messy political war waged in the dark, entirely unbeknownst to mortals. As she began her brisk business agenda, Cherise elegantly lowered herself on the couch opposite to me. The 3 houses, the ones all vampires belong to, Iskari, Mavar, and Golgotha, are fighting for the rule of Los Angeles. To put it very crudely, Iskari tend to be diplomatic, Mavar are more aggressive, and Golgotha are everything else. Ah, if only it were that simple. Yes, well, no doubt she'll learn of the nuances soon enough. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.